Welcome to Leadership Spotlight, a podcast that shines the spotlight on L&D and HR leaders from leading businesses around the world. Learn the ins and outs of everyday leadership, what it means to be a leader, and all the learning and skilling that goes into making a successful leader that you would like to follow. So lean in and lead on. Leading the training function of a maritime organization, managing home, and raising two beautiful children grounded in values and beliefs of kindness, giving, and respect is more than a 9 to 5 job. It's a lifetime commitment and continuous investment. For Susibel Perigault, it's just a regular day in her life. A specialist in maritime administration with more than 22 years of experience, Susibel heads the learning and development function at MIT Panama, managing the training of its 1,200 white and blue-collar employees spread across various locations. Her easy management expertise flows seamlessly into her personal life as she manages her hearth and heart, making time for her boy and her girl, attending every soccer match, music practice, parent-teacher meeting, and being there for the little joys and sorrows. She's warm, hardworking, and dedicated to her craft, making her a leader with the perfect work-life balance. Hi, Susie Bell. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Pranjali. Thank you for this interview.
Let's dive straight in. Tell us about yourself and your journey so far.
My name is Susibel, and a happy mother of two, a boy of 10 and a girl of 8 years old, and a wife, and also a maritime woman who develops talents with a port career of almost 25 years. I love nature more than everything. I love traveling, riding bikes, and cooking. I feel very valuable at my age to my family, to my team, my company, and a very happy, empowered woman.
That's amazing. And knowing you, I can vouch for all of these qualities. What I'm curious to know though is leading a team at work, raising kids, managing home duties, as you mentioned, traveling, loving nature. How do you manage to strike a balance, a work life balance, if yeah, I may call it so, between all of these?
Well, before this global situation, my key to balancing work and life was planning and replanning, keeping my priorities clear. But now more than ever, I believe that providing quality time to your family pays really well. You have to take time to organize your day. I really recommend to wake up early. Also, I always start my day meditating or praying. I clear my mind first. Then I will say that after that, you can start planning your day, including your family always in the daily agenda, and then get resolved at work and at home. That's my way to have it a day. And I believe that's the key for managing all the stuff. The day just have 24 hours and you have to plan it properly to ensure that you comply and you go sleep with the results you wanted at the beginning of the day.
Absolutely. I think being an early riser gives you such a jump start on your day. And starting with something like a meditation is even better because you can empty your mind in a very positive way. As you said, planning is key because 24 hours only gives you an X amount of time that you need to prioritize and put it against all of the to dos in your day very cleverly.
I think that with this global situation, the pandemic, it brought a lot of learning experiences. The pandemic brought some time to provide our families. And I think that now I got the experience of leading a remote team that is highly effective and successful, but also I got the time to get in my kids the habits of organizing their day. And I really recommend that people prepare mentally and spiritually to balance the flow by itself.
I agree. Pandemic in a positive way has given all of us a good amount of time at hand, which, if chosen again, can be used to organize all of the things, prioritize things which are important to us and our families. How do
Yeah.
you think being in learning and development has helped you align yourself to these priorities better? Or do you think it is your core personality that allows you to be a better L&D manager?
Well, I will say that both. Personally, I believe in you have genes that come from your parents, and that gives you a lot. But then you start, when you are growing, you start aligning yourself to what you want, to your goals, to your dreamings. And I think that being a leader in the training and development career is provided by that information that you receive early when you have your parents leading you, and then you combine that with the learning experiences that you get in the school, and after that what you learn in university, but also what you learn making projects and working with other leaders.
Absolutely. So, speaking of training and development, what personal and professional learnings are you passing on to your children? In short, what are the core beliefs, values that you want them to have as they grow up?
From my personal perspective, I will say I'm passing them to learning experiences. One, family and love. I think is all that they need. And the second for me is quality time. It's really important to connect with everyone. If they don't spend quality time with their family, with their friends, with their colleagues, if they don't hear them and spend few minutes to connect, they will not get the results they want, and they will be miserable. So I think that from my experience, those two are very important, family and love, and then quality time. In the case of professional learning, I'm trying to pass them, as a maritime woman that I am and developer of talent. I'm teaching my kids to observe, hear, and ask for better communication. Those three are kids in the professional environment. Observe first, hear, and ask for better communication. And planning and manage time. That will help them to get the result of their dreams.
That's profound. You're right. No money can buy any love or anything as much as a quality time spent with your loved ones. Also, I like how you put them out at outer steps. Observe, hear, ask, plan, and manage your time better. I think everyone just needs to have these key skill sets in their toolbox and they're ready to go whenever. Going back to your childhood, Susie Bell, were you inculcated with these or did you develop them by yourself?
No, I have a great leader, was my father in life, but has inculcated a lot from him. I always think that being leader and parenting at the same time is challenging. But skills acquired at home and on the job can help us to be a positive influence for everyone. I always mention that my father, for me, the best leader ever, contribute to my leadership at job, to my professional success. I learned from him very important core values. First, respect everyone, and then be honest. No less important, he told me to insist, persist, resist, and never desist. For me, those are keys. I always go everywhere with those in mind. Also, I'm really grateful with all the leaders that I have during my life and jobs. All of them are great parents and family men with principles and values from who I have learned and developed more skills like coaching, commitment, embracing new challenges, taking risks, and leading through example. For me, a parent that is a great leader wore more than 100 t-shirts, and a leader that develops you like a son is a great leader and a great parent.
That's amazing. So, do you think great leaders make great parents, or is it the other way around? Great parents make great leaders. What are your views?
I think both. If you have a great leader, you get from there a lot of learning experiences that you will try to teach your kids when you have kids. For example, taking risks was something that I usually was not doing, and I learned from one of my leaders at my job. I'm encouraging now my kids sincerely to take risks. Sometimes you have to take risks. You have to walk through those risks, and if you don't take it, you will never know if what you are doing is okay. So I feel both ways. It's good. You what you learn from your leaders, you will teach to your kids if it's good. And from your parents, you will also teach your people, your team in the job.
I agree because at the end of the day, leading a team is akin to managing a family because you have to take care of your people. While the dynamics are very different compared to a personal setup, but it is at the end of the day, as I said, ensuring that your people are taken care of. You're encouraging them, you are allowing them to take risk and giving them an environment which is conducive to that. A question on taking risk. You said you're encouraging your children at this age to try out new things, but because there is a fear of failure, which is what stops most humans and children especially from taking risk, how do you inculcate these habits into children at such a young age?
I am Anna loving phrases, and I always read with them books about people that have failed. We have certain books for boys and for girls, and at night I usually read with them. Also, we pray a lot, and also we get in the Bible certain people that fail, and they at the end they got what they and they succeed. So that's the way I'm teaching them, and also I'm pushing them to take the risk and see the results. Usually, it's very positive. So that's the way I'm doing it, and encouraging them to do it, and with them, beside them, doing it with them. So if they fail, I'm failing with them.
Beautifully said, Susibel. That's important to have the support system for them to know that you have their back no matter what happens to them.
I'll tell you something. For example, I have seen them during those days. My oldest, he likes to play games like any kid of his age. And I was saying then, be careful, you are playing too longer and you need to do your homework. So you are going to lose time on weekends if you continue doing that, because then on weekends you will have to do your homework. And it happened to him. He failed at that. And then he came to me and he said, Mommy, I have like three homeworks that I'm not understanding, but it's 10 o'clock at night. Can I go sleep? I say, You go sleep. You are going to do it tomorrow. And then he said, Can you stay with me until I get it? I said, I can stay with you, but I'll not do it. So I stayed with him 1 o'clock in the morning. He did all his homework by itself. But when he finished, he said, I love you, Mom. You stay with me. That's really important for me. I'm sure I learned that this is not the time to do homework. So those experiences make you continue doing what you are doing because you know that you are leading by example, that you are staying with them. I didn't abandon him. I knew he fell into what he needed to do. But at the end, I stayed with him to ensure that he learns that he needs to do his stuff prior.
That's amazing. And you just demonstrated beautifully how, not just in a personal context, but also in professional, it's important to draw a line between how much support you want to give without crippling the other person. So, in your case, as you said, staying up with your kid, but not helping him actually do his homework meant that you were there to support him, but not so much that you were ready to do the work that he was supposed to do.
Exactly.
I think that's beautiful.
That's what it
Yes,
is.
and it's, I think, a great lesson for everyone in learning and training as well, because far too often we get carried away in assigning and putting all of the training plans without really, I would say, without really letting the learners go the extra mile in ensuring that they have to push or they have to go beyond what is served to them on a plate, on a proverbial plate, really.
Exactly. That's what happens sometimes in our career, in our industry.
With that, Susibel, we have come to the last question. What is your leadership mantra?
I feel really happy to contribute with my experience and legacy, not only to men in the maritime industry. In my career, I have been working with almost 95% men around me all the time. It's a career where you don't see much women, but also I'm teaching them to be risking and passionate, especially to women who decide to take up the challenge in this industry. I will say that my mantra to do that, I believe each of us has potential to lead. Doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, if a kid is a young person or if an old senior person. I think that the mantra is empower and influence everyone to reach their highest potential. Doesn't matter how they do it, but you have to empower and influence everyone to get that.
Thank you so much for your time, Susibel, and sharing nuggets of experience and wisdom from your own life experiences. I'm sure this is going to help everyone assimilate all of the experiences they've had and cultivate them towards where they want to be to become the better version of themselves. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Leadership Spotlight. To learn how you can go from learning to leading, visit www.plethoralearning.com. See you next time.